Welcome to day 130 of the New Way. I'll read Matthew 16, 1 through 4. The Pharisees and Sadducees came to Jesus and tested him by asking him to show them a sign from heaven. He replied, "When evening comes, you say, 'It will be fair weather, for the sky is red.' And in the morning, 'Today it will be stormy, for the sky is red and overcast.' You know how to interpret the appearance of the sky, but you cannot interpret the signs of the times. A wicked and adulterous generation looks for a sign, but none will be given it except the sign of Jonah." Jesus then left them and went away. And Mark 8, 11 through 13. The Pharisees came and began to question Jesus. To test him, they asked him for a sign from heaven. He sighed deeply and said, "Why does this generation ask for a sign? Truly I tell you, no sign will be given to it." Then he left them, got back into the boat, and crossed to the other side. Do you think the Pharisees and Sadducees asked for a sign because they wanted to believe better, or because they didn't believe? Listen to what Jesus called them for wanting a sign. I'll read it again in Matthew 16:4. A wicked and adulterous generation looks for a sign. How do you define wicked? I define it as morally bad in thought or behavior, letting Satan and ourself control us or control our core. We have talked about the use of the term adultery in this context. It does not mean sexual adultery, but spiritual adultery. They were not serving and loving and passionate about God. They loved and served other gods, including themselves and their religion. And there's another reference to Jonah. You can read about him in the Old Testament book of Jonah. Do you know what Jonah's adventure in the belly of the fish symbolized? 3 days in the belly of the fish represented Jesus being dead for 3 days and coming to life again. So much of the Old Testament shows us pictures of Jesus. It points to the Messiah. I hope someday you'll study the Old Testament as well as the life of Jesus and the New Testament. In his service, Dale.